following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Let's go to Pete in Long Island. Hey, Pete, what's going on?
Hey, Tom. Good evening, and I want to give you a big thank you. Last night I called for your advice, and you gave me such wonderful and correct information. If you remember, I was short 3 gold stocks,
Yes.
NEM, AU, and AEM.
Right.
And based on your opinion, you've been right on the mark with this. Boy, it was wonderful, Tom. I got to be honest with you. It's unbelievable what you're doing for your radio listeners.
Well, I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day out there, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks, and it's Halloween. Make sure you give out all those big chocolate bars. Be strong. Go with your heart and believe in miracles, because anything can and will happen. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow down 47, NASDAQ off 17, S&P's down 6, gold contract down $6.60, trading at $1,140 an ounce. Silver down 30 cents at $15.52 an ounce. Platinum off $4 at $9.87 an ounce. Copper flat at $2.31 a pound. Light sweet crude up 32 cents, $46.38 a barrel. Bonds, 10-year up 3 ticks, 127.22. 30-year up 22, 156.17. King dollar down 359 ticks, trading at 97 flat. You have the euro up 27 at $1.10, and the yen is at 120.71. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? Let's go to the world of the S&Ps. You know, what we have out here, folks, is this. We're going to go through this, and this is really cool what's happening out here. So if we take a look at the S&Ps, you're still at the highs. You know, the SPY out here today, you know, looks like it got over the highs. It's going to close under the benchmark. It got to go 10 more pennies down to be under the benchmark. It's a 208.38 right now. 208.28 would be under the benchmark. Volume is dying on the vine, but yet you're hanging at the highs, okay? That is on the daily. Now, when we put this up on the weekly, what you're going to see is that last week we did 576 million as we got to a price point of 207. This week we got to a price point of 209 and doing 450 million. So your correlation is quite a drop, okay? We'll end up doing about 85 million. So if I add, so let's say it's 460 versus 570. Okay, so in that context, you know, bottom line, those markets are at highs. But guess what? You know, and I've been talking about this, you know, the last couple of weeks. The amount of equities, folks, that are dropping out of bed are extraordinary. I mean, over the top, okay? What do we have out here today? You have Boston Beer down 10%. Credit Acceptance Corporation down 9.7%. Valiant, okay, which has been absolutely smoked anyway, that's down another 16%. That's trading at 93. I think that's on its way to 55 anyway, but that's a monster. You get BOFI Holding, that's an internet bank, that's down 15%. Aaron's is down 27%. Solar City's down 22%. You're talking about major destruction. Reinsurance Group of America is down 8. You got McKinsey Corp off 4. Computer Programming Systems is off 17. Madison Garden is off 3.5. SandSource is on 14. It's just the destruction, folks, is all over the place. And what has happened is you folks are waking up in the morning. They can look at their portfolio and say, that's, you know, not bad. And guess what? 6.5 hours later, it's taken to the cleaners. It's sliced, diced, all of the above. Now, let's go over and take a look at the NDX 100. So what's pretty intriguing in here inside the NDX 100 today is this, is that we have the Qs also at highs. Inside the Qs, of course, what you have is that 49% of the index 100 is 6 stocks. What we've done out here today is this. We've done 17 million shares. You've hit a high of 114.08. The high that we hit on Wednesday was 114.02. We had done that with 42 million shares. Yesterday you did 24 million, and today we're going to even do less than that. That's on your daily. You take a look at this on the weekly, and what you're going to see is that on the weekly basis, this week we're going to do like 142 million, which is going into the highs of 154. Now on the weekly, that doesn't seem that bad. That being said, now let's go over and see what's taken the NDX 100 down very quickly today. The NDX was positive. It's Facebook. Now this is where this is going to get interesting. Facebook is down 275. That's not a lot. Okay, Facebook has been a powerhouse beyond belief. What is intriguing about this is that Facebook is coming out with its numbers on the 4th. So the 4th, I believe, is next. Let's see. Yeah, that's going to be next week. We'll see where this whole thing does shake out. Meaning, you know, Facebook is taking over the world like Google's taking over the world. That's the fundamental aspect of it. The technical aspect of it, you know, we'll see where they come in with numbers. I'm sure they're going to be monster numbers. You know, we'll see what the market's going to do with that. Gold contract. What do we have with gold? Let's go take a look at gold. What they have with gold is this. Gold yesterday came down, wide price spread, accelerated volume. The great thing today, they couldn't croak it. You've done 100,000 contracts. We're trading at 1140. Now, it didn't hold price, but that 100,000, folks, is coming into 190,000. So that is a nice indication that you have a consolidation that's happening. And yes, it can definitely go lower. The gold equities, however, the silver equities, some of them are actually up today, which is just amazing. Bottom line, that's what happened yesterday, too. We go take a look. So we got buyers. We go take a look at the bond market. Now, the bond market, no doubt, has been the most, I wouldn't be, it has given the most amount of information out that has been consistent for the longest amount of time. What we've done out here today is this. You got down to 127.14. You rejected that price. We're at 127.21. That's a toss-up in the aspect of, is it done? Because the lowest swing point is 126.16, so we can get into this 126.16. Now, we haven't made it. So what that is saying is that as we come down there, let me get up the 30-year for a second, because the 30-year is actually, yeah, see, this is interesting. The 30-year has been leading the 10-year. So what the 30-year did out here today, the 30-year actually did not only test it, but then rejected that low, and the 30-year is at 156.15. So the 30-year is still at the higher range. With the 30-year being at the higher range, that once again turns around and says, guess what? Bonds, I want to see the 10-year get higher next week, but the 30-year is saying bonds want higher price, lower yield. That says the Fed is still not going to go up in December. This is going to be wild watching this baby shake out. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back. Dow down 44, NASDAQ off 16, S&P's off 5.5. We're going to be right back.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Until recently, it was almost impossible for the average investor to hedge against currency risk in Europe or Japan. For a bold trade on Europe or Japan that protects against moves in currency, trade HEGE or HEGJ, 2 times currency hedged leveraged ETFs from Direction Investments. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. And folks, if we go over to Valiant Pharmaceutical, okay, so this is pretty intense. Valiant right now is down $17. You're at $94.35. What you had out here this morning, and this is where the sharks are fighting in an incredible way. If we take a look at the structure, Bill Ackerman, okay, which runs Pearson, which is a monster fund, has done very well. He owns 19.4 million shares. He had a 4-hour conference call out here this morning, and if you remember, if you go back a bit, he had pulled a deal off when him and the CEO of Valiant were trying to take over Allergen. And what ended up happening just on that deal, on that trade alone, I believe Pearson made about $1.2 billion. It never got taken over, but he had bought options on the deal. That being said, what has happened out here this morning, it looks like what has happened out there this morning, is that Ackerman was on CNBC, I believe about 10 days ago, saying, well, actually, he called into CNBC. He called in and he said that he had bought 2 million more shares. Now, that's not registered yet. It doesn't have to be yet, because I'm looking at the filings right now, and what he had already owned the 19.4 million shares. So what is intriguing here is that if he did buy the 2 million shares, that should be showing up by next week for sure, because once you own more than 5% of the equity, bottom line, it has to show up. So that being said, he had a 4-hour conference call this morning, and he was going through his case as to why Valiant would be worth $448. Let me see what number he's looking for. He's looking for $448 within, let's see, 2018. That's what he's looking for. Well, the risk always on Wall Street is, number one, people, when they know positions, the risk would be, are they going to go with you or go against you? It looks to me, number one, that Wall Street's definitely going against them. The real key is that how many funds are going against them? Because picture how this works. When you own 19.7 million shares, every dollar, of course, is $19 million, $19.4 million, $19 million a point, right? Well, just today, that is a loss of about $300 million, okay? What ends up happening is that Wall Street will line up right against them because they know two different things. They know that from the 21st of September, which is what, 3 weeks ago, right? This was at $245. Well, if you take $245 and let's just go to 100, that's $150. You go to $150, I believe that's going to be, that's what? That's, my God, it's, okay, so 380, you're talking 150, my God, it's almost, it's $3.5 billion that he's lost already, okay? They're going to hammer this. They're going to continue to hammer this because the squeeze is going to be on an incredible way, and I don't care how much money someone has. The market job is to what? Is take the most amount of money away from the most amount of people in the least amount of time, and it's the most efficient mechanism for that. I expect you're going to see, I want to see who else is on this. So, because what you do have, it wouldn't even be that he has to stop moving it out. You have Hale Robert, well, BlackRock has 15 million shares. Fidelity must be getting killed. Fidelity has 12.2 million shares, and Fidelity bought. Oh, look at that one. Yeah, John Paulson. John Paulson's getting killed too. John Paulson has 9 million shares. And out of the 9 million, now this is pretty intense. Out of the 9 million that John Paulson has, he bought 6.9 million of that between April, May, and June. April, May, and June. Let me see where this was trading. This was just filed. So April, May, and June. We'll pull this back. April. Ooh, that's intense. Yeah, so he's in at 206. April, May, and June. Bottom line. It's a heavy scene, man. You know. Now, that type of destruction, this is what ends up happening also, folks. That type of destruction, what it does is that other things that are in funds that are owned by them, guess what? You take those, you can come back from losses like that, but it takes a long period of time. This is not a good scene. And I suspect, it seems that when things blow up, okay, and, you know, inside the drug companies, inside the market in general, when we are at highs, okay, and I'm making the case now that we're also at highs and that it's going to be a vicious pullback. You know, we had the first one, but that was just at the beginning of this deal. This is what seems to happen when you are at highs. It always seems that something comes out of nowhere. There's a couple big scandals, and the other scandal, by the way, is going to be that the woman that's 31 years old. There's a market cap of $90 billion. You know, we'll see where this shakes out, but I suspect that's going to end up being probably one of the biggest scandals ever. You know, the claim. You know what the amazing part about that, if you're following that story, I believe the company's Therados. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. But what the technology is that you supposedly prick the top of your finger. They can do the blood. When I was listening to an interview, these people have two different things have happened. These people have invested in this company, and no one has certified that the technology is real and in fact works. And it's a mind blower. And that's the first part. The second part really has to do with tops of the market, what ends up happening. And even when I first started reading the story, I was saying, this is really intriguing. And even in the context of her persona, the black, 31, you know, the PR behind it, you know, you can't pick up a magazine without her on the front cover right now, you know. And when you start putting that all together, if I've seen anything, most of the time what ends up happening is that when you see that before someone is actually public, that's when it's the blow up, you know. So we'll see where that shakes out. Now, when you put both of those together, when I put both of those together, you know, it's like, okay, man. And what that is all about, that is like everyone drinking the Kool-Aid at highs. They want to get in. The greed is going beyond belief. I got to get in, I got to get in. And I'm talking about professionals. I'm talking about the hedge funds. I'm talking about venture capitalists, all of the above. I got to get in. I got to get in right now. And guess what? They give them the money, and it's right down the tubes. The thing with Valiant is going to be a really heavy one, man, because what has happened is that when you watch Pearson Square, he's always done well, but he always has very concentrated positions. And the good thing about a concentrated position is that you can make a huge amount of money. The bad thing about a concentrated position is you can lose a lot of money. Yeah, I was just talking about that. We'll talk about that when we come back. We got our man, Mr. Dave White, coming back with me, so you stay right there, folks. Dow's down 41, Nasdaq's off 14, S&P's are down 5.5. We're going to be right back.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
If you're looking for a great opportunity to diversify your financial portfolio and hedge against the falling stock market, consider the new market-safe Metals Hedge CD from Everbank. This 5-year indexed U.S. dollar-denominated CD gives you exposure to metals with gold and silver components and allows you to hedge against falling equities with a short component on the SPY ETF. You can earn up to 45% capped upside payment at maturity if gold and silver increase in value and the SPY ETF decreases across annual pricing dates. And should the opposite occur, your principal is 100% protected. Keep in mind, returns are based on CD performance. There is no annual percentage yield or periodic rate of interest on the CD. Don't let fallen markets get you down. Get the Metals Hedge CD. The November 12th funding deadline is quickly approaching, so hurry over to everbank.com/TFNN for the CD's term sheet and other important product details and disclosures. Once again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. This is sponsored content. Everbank is a member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials down 60, Nasdaq's off 17, S&P's are down 7.5. Now let's go over to our man, Mr. Dave White, our tech expert at TFNN. And don't forget, folks, Dave has a great show every trading day right here, 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. And all the programming at TFNN, folks. Live programming, 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 in the evening on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 8 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the evening on Tuesday and Thursday. Get it right on your cell phone, TFNN.mobi. If you'd like to check out Tiger TV, just on your cell, go to TFNN.com. You're going to see right on the right-hand side you can hit watch Tiger TV. Dave White, what's going on?
It's like Christmas in October for me, because we may be getting Google Fiber here in Tampa.
I know, man. I saw that come across, and it looks like we're going to get it, and that's pretty intense, man.
Did you put in your zip code and sign up?
I didn't. No. So you're going to tell me how to do this?
Well, I'll send you the link.
Oh, cool.
But remember, we talked about how Google's pattern was to kind of do a Tom Sawyer thing, which is to get everybody all signed up so that they didn't have to fight the city hall and the mayor and pay off everybody.
Oh, that's so smart. Yep.
And that's how they do it. They get everybody to sign up, and then they go, you know, we've got all these people here.
Yeah,
we've got all their addresses. We got all their phone numbers. Be a shame if we had to send them something saying you were trying to extort some money out of us before you'd let us give them the service.
That's right. Yeah, you know, exactly. Oh, that is awesome, man. I love it. I love it.
So they really come in. They make sure that people really don't have a problem. I'm showing a map here of where they're going to be. But Jacksonville, Tampa, and Oklahoma City would be the next three.
That's huge, man.
You know, I've got probably one of the best connections that you can get at a home with Fios now, but it would be half the price and about 10 times the speed if we could get Google Fiber to my house.
That's amazing, man. That is so cool, man. That's great. That's great news. I can't wait to put my zip code in, because I had said to Tommy, I know Tommy's in Tampa. He's definitely going to have it. Do you know what I mean? And what happens is...
It depends. They do it kind of by area.
Yeah.
And it's whoever signs up the most to begin with gets it first.
Yeah.
So you kind of, I'm going to be probably telling people in my neighborhood to go do it.
Yeah.
Put a flyer on their door or something, because I'd like to get it. Would make things so much nicer. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad now. I've got basically, if you don't have Google Fiber, I've got the second best thing in the United States with Fios, but it'd still be nice to have the best.
Oh, there's no doubt, man. It's huge. Absolutely huge. Hey, so what do you think of this market?
Well, I heard you talking about the pharma stocks before, and I have no idea on the VRTX. The other one is incredibly interesting to me. Well, I guess we'll have to talk about it. We've got plenty of time, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay. To me, it is the most interesting one because of what they're trying to do. They are trying to Uber the biotech industry.
Now, which one are we talking about there?
Theranos.
Theranos, thanks. I couldn't Theranos.
Right.
Okay.
They're trying to bypass everybody.
Okay.
You know, in the past, all the machines to do all these tests have always been built, sold, and owned by the companies that do the tests.
Okay.
What they're doing is going and bypassing all that. They're going to own the machines and do the testing themselves. And by doing it, some of the tests that are $100 would be $5. Now, that's their story. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been in the company, but one of the reasons that they've stacked the board with all these big people up front, they said, was so that they had the juice to get this through the people in Washington, because they knew it would be a big hurdle. There's a lot of money being thrown around by these big biotechs.
Right.
And if you're going to come in and you're literally going to probably decimate the price of some of these, if if they're doing tests at $100, you come out with one that's for $10.
You know what I found though, and I understand what they've done, folks, is this: they have a lot of big names, but guess what? All those big names are all retired. It's their, not that there's anything with being, retired and,
I will say this: if it is a scam,
yeah,
it's the best scam.
Well, listen, the best scams always get people that were really successful. They've retired. They're not really up on things, okay, and they feed them, big money on the boards. If I've seen it, that's how it goes, man. Do you know what I mean? Get a big name,
Yeah, but I mean, the story is so good. It's like Uber, right?
Well, the story's good, but no, scientifically, there hasn't been one test.
No, there's been tons of tests.
No, not in the scientific community, not even close.
Yes, they paid for several of them. She's gonna release them, I think, next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So they say they're going to come out with them, and she said she's going to publish them. They did have independent tests done by like 2 or 3 other companies. Now here's her story, and I'll give you your side of the argument.
Okay.
And that is that they've done these tests, but what they don't want to do is tell everybody exactly how the tests are done, which they would have to do if they release all their data, all their work, because then everybody will know how to reverse engineer what they do. And so, like I said, this is the greatest kind of thing where you can look at it one way or totally the other.
Yeah.
So if it is a scam, like I said, it's great.
Well, we'll find out.
Because that's exactly what it is. If they release all that stuff next week, everybody could theoretically reverse engineer it, and they would be fighting people in court forever, with lawsuits back and forth in the future. And that's what she says that she's been trying to avoid. So
yeah, that's BS though, because what would happen is that as soon as any device is out, you're an engineer, you get that device.
That's what I'm saying. The devices aren't out. They own everything.
Right.
The machines are at their location. All they do is that little test of blood, and it gets sent back to them.
Okay.
What everybody's saying is whatever they have hidden in that building don't work.
Right.
They don't know
because they're not using it.
Well, they're using it for
one test.
8. Yeah, I think 8 tests actually. She was on Bloomberg and CNBC, and she refuted some of it, and some of it she didn't. I can say that she is not good in front of the press. She didn't answer any of the questions directly, and that would fall back into the part of yours where you're more of a doubting Thomas than I am.
Well, that's why they call me Thomas.
Yeah. I can tell you that this is one of the best because it gives everybody on both sides all the ammunition they need, and sometimes that's even better than one blue sky or one other. You get everybody fighting against it, and it's a company you can't even buy.
Well, the good thing is that that we're not invested in it. That's
right. There's no.
You never want to be invested in anything, folks. When there's 2 sides of an equation, it's like, oh my God, hold it. And both sides think that they have a good fight at it. It's wild.
That's really true, and since it's not public, it would be very interesting. Anyway, I think she said mid next week.
Yeah.
So we'll
okay.
see.
You stay right there, folks. Dave and I are coming right back. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Now, Dave got a great newsletter, folks. It's the Path of Least Resistance. Come over to our website. Test drive it 30 days absolutely free. The way you get it, go to newsletters, trading newsletters, Path of Least Resistance right there. Dave and I are coming right back, folks.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com. Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund is currently offering 4-year first mortgages on many of the fully renovated properties that it has purchased. The first mortgages are third-party appraised with a maximum loan-to-value ratio of 70%, providing a secured investment that pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per a $100,000 investment with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone looking for a secured investment that provides monthly income much like a CD. For more information, email tigerfund@tfnn.com or click on the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner along the right side of the tfnn.com homepage, or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. We're talking with our man, Mr. Dave White. We are talking. We were just talking, about one of the biopharmas. We were talking the Google.
Fiberhood,
man. That's
the Fiberhood, baby.
Fiberhood, baby. Okay, what do we got next?
Apple TV is available today.
Okay.
If you're big into Apple products, their stores started receiving them. And if you go to your local Apple place, they probably will have their devices today. Apple's saying one thing, and it's hard for me to really get involved in it, but they're kind of trying to sell this thing as a game machine.
Okay.
And it's kind of tough for me to really get that deep into it. The big problems they have are the same problems they've had with this thing for the last 9 months, and that is signing up CBS as one of the companies that would automatically give them content.
Okay.
And a few others that they just can't see.
I heard Mossberg, okay, with doing a review on it. And it was really intriguing, man, because what he was saying, he thought that, they kind of got something together this time. And what had happened, folks, is that Mossberg was on CNBC doing this interview. And what happened is that they had asked him that what would really make it. He says, well, what would happen, he says, if Apple TV ever got together with Jeff Bezos, that Comcast, which is the parent of CNBC, folks, he was saying that Comcast at that point, and the cable stations in particular, would have conniptions, man. So that was kind of intriguing, just hearing that,
Yeah, I can't, when it comes to Apple, I can't really listen to Walt Mossberg.
Oh, because he's an Apple freak, is he?
Well, I'm going to say I'm going to give him a little bit of it.
Like you're a Microsoft freak.
I am.
I know. I'm only kidding, man.
There's a long-term thing in Apple, and it goes back to the early 80s.
Okay.
And it goes into developing people that will be your champions.
Okay.
They call it evangelism.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I got it. Okay.
But, I mean, Walt has been flown around in Lear jets. He's,
I got
they
it.
do everything in the world.
And Steve Jobs gave him an interview. Now, did he? I know he wrote a book, but did Jobs go along with it?
Walt?
I think so, yeah.
No, that's another guy.
Okay.
The thing, though, is they work very hard, and have in the past very hard, to make sure that they corrupted as much as they could any of the press that covered them.
And he had the biggest column in the Wall Street Journal forever, right?
Yeah. And like I said, they did everything for them, and it's awful hard to somebody that does that much
that
for
was
you to
Walter,
really be kind of mean.
I was thinking about Walter Isaacson. Thanks, Z. Appreciate it.
That's the other guy.
Okay.
So that's been it. Now that Walt has his Recode thing, you will find out that if there's any bad news, he doesn't give it. It's Kara Swisher that gives the bad news for Apple, and he remains pristine over on the other side.
I see.
So if you really want the truth, you kind of have to put Swisher and his thing together to figure it out.
I got it.
And if he's not pounding on the table for it, it may not be as good as you think.
I got it.
He's
Cool.
really, if he goes way over top, you know that he really likes it. If he just kind of likes it,
Yeah, he doesn't. I got it.
well,
No,
he might.
no.
He's probably. It may not be horrible, but he's not going to. He's always going to. It's kind of like the.
No, I get it. I get it. Yeah, it's simple, man. They paid off. Period. Yeah.
Corrupted. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
It's tough not to be in that business, especially if they buy ads in your newspaper and your magazines and stuff. You really kind of have to kind of do it. Anyway, it's out today. You know, if you're big into Apple, it's probably worth the upgrade. I'm more of the guy that loves the Chromecasts that are $30. So
no doubt.
This is like $200, and it's going to be interesting.
What's next?
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi Ray Vision.
Yep, X-ray vision. A lot of people, they've been showing this in some TV shows, and a lot of people thought this was not something that was real, but it truly is. Being able to look through walls, MIT research has done a lot of work, and they can actually see people with using regular Wi-Fi signals to recognize humans through walls.
That's amazing.
And a lot of people with privacy concerns are kind of thinking about this, but it's also, you know, there has always been this kind of Superman who can see through walls,
Sure.
and X-ray vision. It's not that far away, and basically what they did was break up a bunch of inexpensive wireless routers and use the guts of them to make it, and use the reflections to see what's inside through walls. And they can see human forms, people moving around. There's been that with very expensive infrared devices, like the SWAT teams and those people.
Yeah, I've seen that on YouTube. Right, I've seen that before.
But this is different. This is going to be something that would probably be the equivalent of a lot of that technology coming down and being very inexpensive.
That's amazing, man. That's crazy.
And so we're not that far away from true X-ray vision. If you remember the comic books, right? They always had the $1 glasses in the back of them.
Yeah.
That had X-ray vision, right?
Totally.
That was it.
Mobile Outlook. Microsoft is merging two companies to create a better version of Outlook and for iOS and Android.
Right. The best application for both Android and iOS is Microsoft's for email.
Okay.
Now what they're doing is that's the Accompli. They bought that last year.
Yeah.
And Sunrise is the calendar app. So basically they're putting together some very specific apps that were never designed to run on desktop applications or tablets or anything. Literally, these things were designed for email and your calendar on your phone. If you don't have these, you might want to look at them in the App Store for either Android. But they've been separate apps. They're going to put them together. So Microsoft's really going toward kind of an Office, even on Android and even on iPhones.
Everything's going mobile, man. It's I mean, I've been using my phone for a couple of years now, quite a bit, but it's just more and more. In particular, if the app is made for mobile, folks, it's so easy. They're better than desktops, man. So like the TD Ameritrade, the app for TD Ameritrade, folks, who haven't tried it, is like insane. It's so easy to use on your mobile phone. It's like unbelievable. It blows my mind, man. It just, and it was made, of course, for the mobile phone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But probably the most interesting thing is that Microsoft's always been a software company.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting to see them on two devices that they don't make the operating system on at all.
Yeah.
But also absolutely the best application for these, whether it's on Apple or on these. It's not that they just have one. It is by far the best email application and best calendar application. And they bought both of these companies.
I'm going to do it as soon as we get off the air, man. That's awesome.
It is a very neat application for both of these.
Sweet, man. Pull. A Kentucky man who shot down a drone flying near his property has been cleared of all charges by a local judge.
Yep. Apparently, at least in Kentucky, you can shoot a drone down if it's invading your personal space. In his case, it was the backyard.
Okay.
And I've been thinking about this forever, and that is, when are people going to start throwing nets over these things? And it's an invasion of privacy thing, but at least in Kentucky,
Well,
it's hovering in your backyard.
Listen,
you
man,
shoot it down.
we'll talk about this when we get back, but there is a good case to be made. What happens, folks, is that when you own land, you own the air rights to that land. I just don't know how far up you own them. Do you know what I mean?
500 feet.
Is that what it is, 500 feet? Okay, cool.
Yep.
Dave White, Tom O'Brien, you stay right there, folks. We'll be coming right back. Dow's down 26, Nasdaq's off 6, S&P's are off 2.5. We're going to be right back.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. The Dow right now is off 43, Nasdaq's off 10, S&P's are down 4.5. And folks, if you'd like to test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, you can do that by coming over to our website at TFNN. Go to newsletters, go to trading newsletters. You can test drive that 2 weeks, absolutely free. If you'd like to test drive the gold report, you can do that for a month. That would be newsletters, investments newsletters. We're talking with our man, Mr. Dave White. In this case, we're talking about a Kentucky man who shot down a drone in his backyard, and he was cleared of charges. And, ISO 500, that makes sense, man. I mean, it's like, it's going to be intriguing, between drones and GoPro cameras on the drone, right, coming in your house, right?
Well, I think we covered it when you were gone, but the FAA is going to, before Christmas, have regulations that you have to register your drone.
Okay.
So that is going to be a legal requirement coming very quick, and they're rushing that through. So it's kind of tough to figure out exactly how it's going to come there, but they are really accelerating this.
As the prices come down, I mean, I can imagine if I was a kid, man, I used to love flying, little paper planes, man. But if the prices come down, man, time-wise, I don't know how much time I have to fly around drones, but if you're a kid, you fly them around all day, man, right?
Well, GoPro had a bad week, and I think a lot of that was that they were supposed to have this drone ready to go for Christmas. Start selling a bunch of.
How about that CEO of GoPro, man? You're talking about taking people to the cleanest, folks. I mean, that was amazing, right?
It was. But I mean,
we were talking
about it at the time, so it wasn't like anybody else in the world didn't know.
No, exactly. And what happened, folks, is this. GPRO is trading GPRO. Okay, so this is trading right now at $25. It did an IPO at $24, but it opened at $40. It went up to $95. They did a secondary at $75. The CEO was not supposed to be able to sell anything, and then he got a dispensation from the broker-dealers, moved millions of shares out to his own foundation, and of course scored beyond belief. It's pretty sick, man. Really
but his dad was an insider. He was like a fund manager and everything else. So he's known exactly what to do.
Oh yeah, he's a Goldman Sachs guy, man.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Anyway, the whole drone thing. A lot of people were banking on a lot of that for GoPros cameras to be sold this fall.
Yep.
And other folks. It looks like it's going to get a lot more murky.
Maybe GoPros will be on sale. They're expensive, man. I was looking at them. I wanted to get one, but man, they're like $400 or $500.
Yeah, well, for the 4K ones, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to use them, that's fine, but use them for a few times, it's like, man, you could be kidding me, man.
Nah, they're kind of expensive for what they are.
Yeah, totally.
I sure could have used one. I would have loved to have one when I was racing and put them on my bike.
I know.
I actually strapped on a high 8 camera that I bought. I'd buy used ones.
Yeah.
Just in case anything bad happened to them. But yeah, it's been tough.
Amazon Prime contractors, and folks, I was wrong on the. It wasn't a Goldman Sachs. The guy who works for Robbie Stevenson's. Thanks, Z, in San Francisco, not Goldman Sachs.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime contractors.
Yeah, a few of these contractors are starting to sue Amazon, saying that they aren't contractors or independents, that they're actually employees of the company. And I talked about it on my show, I think maybe on Tuesday.
Okay.
UPS came out with numbers.
Yeah.
And they really are showing that the ground deliveries are really falling off. And I was kind of speculating. I guess we can talk about it we're done, aren't we?
Yeah, let's go. Talk.
Well, I'm just thinking, I wonder how much Amazon is really hurting UPS and some of these other guys now that they're developing their own delivery force.
Wow, I was trying to figure out why UPS is going down. No, that's it. No, that makes sense, man. Yeah. Right. Amazing, man. Listen, Dave, thanks so much, man. Really appreciate it. You have a great weekend, safe weekend, and don't scare too many of those kids, man.
The shark's going to be out.
Hey, folks, thanks for being here. Have a great weekend, safe weekend, and always remember, whatever you think about, you bring about, whatever you focus on grows. Go for it. Go get them, folks.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.